Hello everyone, welcome back to FullGrownGaming's Let's Play of Kingdom Hearts. Now the first thing I want to show you guys in this episode is that if we come into the configuration options in the pause menu, go down to difficulty, we can actually see that I changed the game to the expert difficulty. And you can also see that it says it cannot be changed, referring to the difficulty, once the game begins. Which means that I played through the entire game again to get back to this point, but I'd actually rather play on expert because it is kind of more of a challenge. But before I continue, I need to go back into the forest over there, but I want to return back into the bazaar room, mainly because I need to get back to the rabbit hole, because there's something in there that I don't think a lot of people probably know about. So I'm going to go ahead and take out all these enemies. By the way, since I got the blizzard attack, or, magic ability, you guys saw that I got a whole lot of tech points, when I fought, or when I attacked those red nocturnes with blizzard magic. It gave me tech points on top of, the regular experience points. So you can get a lot of experience that way. But I'm going to go ahead and speed this up or cut it out or something, and I'll meet you guys back here. Alright guys, I took care of all the Heartless down here, and the reason I did that, by the way, was because if there's Heartless, like I've said before, you can't, drink the drinks or open treasure chests. So let's go ahead and, never mind. Alright guys, took care of the Heartless again. Unfortunately, Donald was not strong enough to take care of the Heartless by himself, so he's dead now. Oh, well, apparently he came back to life. But let's go ahead and drink this. Finally, it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take care of those Heartless. But now that we have turned it big again, if the camera would turn, there we go, I can go into this door over here, back into the rabbit hole. And over here, you can see a save spot, which I'm not sure if that was there when we got here the first time or not, but if we try and go save there, it disappears and a whole bunch of Heartless appear. Now that is oh wow, I just learned Scan, by the way, which is actually a pretty useful technique or ability that I'll probably equip probably as soon as this fight is over that I'm fighting right now. But yeah, I'm not even sure what I was talking about anymore. Or right before I got the marvelous Scan technique. But there are some new Heartless, or one new Heartless in this area. And by the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned how good Blizzard is, but back in the day, I didn't really use too much magic all that often. But since I've been replaying the game and stuff like that, I've really come to appreciate how strong Blizzard of all of the attacks in particular is, because it seems like it takes out, even on Expert, which we're on right now, it takes out most Heartless pretty quickly. Now here's that new Heartless I was talking about. I fought it in the last room, by the way, but I'm not really sure where I'm going to cut all that stuff out, because I didn't want to have to leave all the fighting in there. But this Heartless, I believe, is called a large body, I should say, and it can't be attacked from the front because, for whatever reason, its belly protects it from, damage. When it does that frenzy attack, it'll tap its stomach and run at you, which you can actually dodge, or not dodge, but you can deflect kind of with the guard ability. And if you do that, you actually get tech points, I believe. Or you can just do the dodge roll around, or you can have Goofy take him out, apparently, because Goofy is actually apparently pretty good at fighting those. But I believe there might be a Mega Potion in here. Mega Potion. It seems like anytime you have to, go back for something in this game, like going back to Eris to talk to her, or, going back to the first room in the level in this area, you get a Mega Potion for it. But yeah, Goofy seems to be a pretty good candidate for taking down those large bodies for some reason. I don't know why he's able to do that so well. But by the way, I'm not sure, since I did have to replay the game, I think I have everything pretty much exactly the same as far as being collected and all that kind of stuff as I did before I restarted the game. But if something changed, or I don't have some... Oh, I forgot to... By the way, I was going to say if I forgot to equip some stuff, and that reminds me that I need to equip the Scan ability. But here, I'll go back into that in a second. Here we have a flower shooting out rocks, huge rocks. Cheshire Cat, of all the characters we have to talk to him right now. Have you seen Alice? Alice, no. Shadows, yes. Where did they go? This way? That way? Does it matter? Left, right, up, down? All mixed up thanks to the shadows. Step deeper into the forest to the deserted garden. You might find shadows in the upside down room. Alright, thanks Cheshire Cat, that didn't really help too much. But what I was saying, I forgot to equip Scan again. Actually, you know what, I forgot what I was saying. But Scan is actually a really useful ability, I'll just go ahead and talk about that, I guess. Because basically what it does is if you equip it, anytime you lock onto an enemy, or the camera, that thing right there, how it automatically locks on, the yellow circle, it'll tell you what the HP remaining is of the enemy that you're fighting. And I should probably go ahead and use a potion here. By the way, potions are not all that useful on normal, but it seems like they are pretty standard on expert, but they're not all that hard to get. I think they were 25 money from the shop in Traverse Town, and in every encounter you get into, it seems like you get way more than 25 money. But in the last episode, Alice got lost, or she didn't get lost, maybe she got kidnapped or something like that. And our goal right now is to go through the forest and all that kind of stuff, basically trying to find her. And the point of the game right at this point, or Wonderland, the central point has now become the bazaar room. Because if we go back, I'm not sure if we go in here, I think it'll be the same, I think we'll fall back down again. Or not. Wow, actually, I don't remember this being like this. I don't think I ever came into this opening of the bazaar room again. I don't think there's anything in this part of the bazaar room. And by the way, anytime we go into the bazaar room from now on, it's probably going to be flipped or upside down or something like that. But let me go ahead and take care of these guys real quick. Alright, made quick work of them. Now, I should... Whoa, what in the world was that? Apparently, can we go over here? I didn't even know this was all over here, honestly. I don't think there's anything we can do on this side, though. Oh, actually, yeah, we can. We can actually, you know, turn that faucet right there. Usually, I've never actually gone this way before. I usually go a completely different way to get onto this side of, you know, the bazaar room once it's been turned. Like I said, didn't even know you could go this way. But as soon as we take care of these red nocturnes, I believe we can turn that faucet, and somehow that makes the pot, you know, right behind me, which I thought I could fall into in the last episode, a real pot instead of like a two-dimensional pot, which for some reason links itself back up to the Queen's Castle or whatever. But let's go ahead and turn this. Apparently water can flow sideways, you know, parallel to the floor. Actually, it depends on how you look at it, really. Are we on the walls or are we on the floor right now? I'm not entirely sure, to use, you know, Spoonie's phrase again. But we're going back into the Queen's Castle, and one of these chests that was up here that we saw earlier that we couldn't actually get, I believe this is going to be... This isn't Dalmatians, I don't think. Or, okay, you know what, I guess it's Dalmatians. I thought the other one on the other side was, you know, the Dalmatians, but we'll get to that, you know, pretty soon. Now, we have to go ahead and use the nut up in the tree again, which, if you guys remember in the last episode what that did, we have to, by the way, give this thing a potion again. I don't like the fact that you have to waste potions. You have to, as far as I know, to beat this level, you have to give that thing potions. So what if you didn't have any potions? I guess you would have to go back, you know, somewhere else and buy some. But now that I think about it, I'm not sure if you have to give that thing potions or not, or if the stuff I'm getting is optional. But what you want to do here is get the nut on the ground, or I'm not sure if that's a nut or whatever, hit the tree, which I said in the last episode, oh, I don't know if that does anything if you turn the tree, but you actually have to get one part, or one thing in the level here, you have to turn the tree like that. But then at this point, you can turn back into Small Sora. Actually, you know what? I messed up. I should have stayed Big Sora, because I was supposed to move this rock into the pond here. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, took care of those enemies, and I had like 1 or 2 potions left, which I have to waste on this flower. But let's go ahead and move it into the water. The fake water, might I add. We were able to walk on that, you know, a minute ago. Look, right now, we're able to walk on that. But for some reason, you know, it's water? I'm not sure what's going on there. But did the nut go away? Yep, I have to get the nut again. So let me go ahead and do all this real quick. Alright, now everything is in place for us to get, I think, pretty much everything that we're allowed to get in this part of the level. We have to come back here later after we earn some abilities. What in the world just happened there? Did I get that Trinity off after those Heartless spawn? That's kind of weird. Whoa, like they're shooting fire at me right now. Are they going to be there? Well, that is really weird. I've never seen that happen before. Luckily, they are dropping a lot of the bubbles, which, like I said in the last episode, are, you know, magic bubbles, which increase your magic, or replenish your magic. And that is good because they actually are weak to Blizzard, like I've said in the past, I think in this episode, actually. So they make it very easy to defeat them, you know, their own selves, I guess. But we've got, I think that was both. Nope, there's still one more up there that we have to get. I think we'll get that by the end of this episode. There are a couple of chests that we can't quite get right now until we get some abilities later in the game. That's why I'm kind of, you know, hesitant to say, oh, you know, we'll be getting that particular chest, because I don't remember exactly. But there is one chest, I believe, that we can go up here and get. Actually, I'm not sure if this gives us a chest or if this puts us back in the bazaar room, but turning that tree, what that did was allow us to jump up here. Oh, apparently, yeah, it is the bazaar room. I think this is going to be, you know, another side version. There we go. Now, let me go ahead and take care of all these enemies real quick, because there are a lot of things I have to do in here that require, you know, no enemies to be here. There we go. Man, there was a lot more Heartless in here than I thought there were going to be. But there were these lamps on the walls of the floor. I'm not sure. Wow, I just whistled really hard. Hopefully I can, like, edit that out. But there are lamps. I'm not sure if this is the floor or the wall, but lighting that lamp over there will make a painting appear here on the floor, the wall, who knows. But basically, when you come in here, I think there's going to be a White Trinity. Yeah, White Trinity, which we can't do right now. I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, but the Trinities, you unlock different colors as you progress, through the game. But there are some things here, like I don't have, it said shock me when I just hit that. I don't have the Thunder magic ability yet. And also, you can give these flowers different items and they'll give you something in return. I think you can give up an elixir or an ether or something like that and get something in return, but I don't remember, and also it's not all that important anyway. But I think we can light this and get a treasure chest out of the deal here. Yes, indeed. I think that has a defense up in it, which the defense up items are the stat up items, I guess, in the game, like the defense up, and there's AP ups and stuff like that. I'm not sure how useful they are. I just go ahead and use them all on Sora because I have control over Sora. By the way, I just remembered I need to equip Scan. But anyway, I have control over Sora pretty much at all times. I don't really have control over Donald or Goofy ever, so I don't really like to give them, HP ups and all that kind of stuff or whatever, just because I think it kind of goes to waste, I guess. Now, I think there was a way, there's a teddy bear over here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. I think we have to hit this to make the teddy bear fall down. And you might think that is completely inconsequential, but that actually has something to do with, something later on in the level. But I think we've done everything that we can do in this part of the Lotus Forest, or not the Lotus Forest, the Bazaar Room. I think we need to go, we actually do have to go back to the Bazaar Room again, but in a completely different, I think it's going to be upside down, basically, the next time we go in it. But you can see over there on the left now, we have an HP bar anytime we lock onto an enemy, which is actually really useful as far as, strategy goes, because you can tell, obviously how much HP they have left, and if you should attack or not, and it's just overall helpful. But if we return back into I think the Bazaar Room, actually we have to go back to the Bazaar Room as it normally is, right side up. We have to do something with that teddy bear. Hopefully there are no Heartless here because I have to turn back into Big Sora again. Okay, fine. Let me go ahead and take these guys out. Alright, made fairly quick work of them. Oh my, why does this happen? There we go. Hopefully we can actually get this off now, but I need to go ahead. I'll do this off camera or something like that. I'll just do it right now, I guess. You actually have to go through the menus to give, characters items, which I don't know if I like this all that too much. Basically, it's just kind of clunky. You actually have to set certain items in different slots. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of the Let's Play as far as, item slots. I have 4 right now. I think I get 1 more by the end of the game. And you only get 3, I think, if you don't pick the shield. So that's really, it kind of hinders you as far as what you can equip. And I can't believe they made it so you can only have 2 potions or 4 or 5 or whatever by the time. Like, if you fill up, you only have certain amounts of items you can take into a battle. Not like Final Fantasy VII, for instance, where you can go back, or where we can buy, like, 99 elixirs or whatever. But let's go ahead and we can actually lock on down here to the bear and move it. Somehow, I don't know how, that actually makes the clock pop out of the wall, and we can now move it. And now that we've done that, which I always thought that was really weird that you had to do that, you can turn back into Small Sora again and go through the wall. I think that takes us to what is called the Tea Party Garden, which just kind of adds to the innocence of this game, as, Joe likes to say. If you guys don't know who Joe is, he was a friend here. He's actually my roommate. But he calls this game innocent just because there's Disney characters and stuff in it. And I can't really say I disagree with him after, going into the Tea Party Garden. Oh, did I just do that? Really? I'll see you guys in a second. Gotta get back up there and get that treasure chest. Alright, made it back up here. Not sure why I was so anxious to give up this treasure chest, which has Eraga G. Eroga. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that or whatever. I always said Eraga, but I can see how that might be Eroga. If we investigate this little thing on the wall over here, a very merry unbirthday. Did Goofy just push me off the table? Thanks. But I think we have to investigate it twice. Sit down to get my present. Now, depending on what seat you sit in, you can actually sit in the chairs now, will give you different things. I think this chair right here and the head chair over here actually give you Heartless fights, so I'm not going to do those. But let me go ahead and sit down in all the chairs because it's just stuff like money balls and, you know, HP and potions and stuff. So it's not really like, you know, important stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up real quick. And I believe that is all the chairs that I want to sit in for now. I like how if you sit down in one of them, they like throw you out backwards. Always thought that was pretty funny. But we can go down here into the Bazaar Room yet again. And talk to the Cheshire Cat yet again. They're hiding somewhere. In the... What? In the Momeraths Outgrabe? Outgrabe? I've never heard of that. What does that mean? Want to find the shadows? Try turning on the light. I actually don't know what he was talking about there. I've never heard of either of those words, I don't think. But obviously there are going to be more Heartless, and the reason this is a bad thing is because there are yet more lamps that we need to take care of up there. And also over here there's a latch, I think, that we can open to go get some, I think maybe that other treasure chest that I was talking about. So let me go ahead and speed up this fight as well. Is that going to be finally it? That is one thing, like, I love this game, don't get me wrong, and I'm not trying to complain or anything, but the only thing is, like, every single time you have to do something, you have to go through waves of Heartless just to be able to do it. But the Cheshire Cat says, it's too dim, make it brighter. What next? One more lamp that you need to light. This whole situation with the Cheshire Cat is just really weird, not really sure what he's talking about half the time, but I guess he is kind of helpful because he, you know, gets us through the game or whatever. But that actually made that plant up there come into like 3D land. All the lights are on. You'll see the shadows soon. They'll arise in this room, but somewhere else. The shadows might go after that doorknob too. Now, why exactly should I care if they go after the doorknob? Remember, guys, what the doorknob did to me? He wasn't too pleasant. I mean, I just was politely asking how to shrink down in size, and he tried to berate me because I was too big, and he didn't even appreciate Goofy's compliment, or not compliment, but, you know, greeting of good morning. So I'm not really too worried about the doorknob being taken over by the darkness. Actually, that would be kind of cool if the doorknob was like a Heartless you had to fight. But actually, the doorknob is a little bit more important than you might think he would be at first. You'll have a better view from higher up. So we've got to get back up there and drink the drinks on top of the table again. And actually, no, we actually don't yet. We have to talk to the Cheshire Cat. But if we come over here and investigate that plant that we made, you know, 3D a second ago, we get like 5 million HP balls, we get a mithril shard, and I think 2 potions. Yes, there's a second. So let me go up there, and, you know, sometimes I can grab onto the edge of the table. I'm not sure what the difference is in being able to grab onto the edge of the table at different times, because as you can see right now, I couldn't grab onto it. But let me go ahead and see what the Cheshire Cat has to say now. The shadows should be here soon. Are you prepared for the worst? If not, too bad. Okay, thanks. And actually, when he said, I thought he was going to give me the option to go back and, you know, prepare for this fight, this is actually what is called the Trickmaster, which to me is actually a pretty hard boss, and I find it kind of funny how they put it at the beginning of the game, pretty much. I was hoping that he would give me a chance to go back and prepare my items and stuff, because another thing is, once you start a fight, you can't go into the menus and equip more items, you know? So if you aren't ready for a fight, I should have probably gone back to the, you know, that save spot that was right inside the door, like the outside of this area here, and saved and stocked up on items. And also, I think I mentioned this earlier, if you stand on the save spot, it replenishes your HP and your MP and all that kind of stuff. And another thing, as you can see right here, by the way, the HP thing up there is really useful. Otherwise, you're going to be pretty much fighting blind, not knowing how much damage you're doing, not knowing how much damage he takes. And as far as this boss goes, he's actually going down a whole lot faster than I thought he would. Mainly because he's so tall, it's kind of hard to hit him. But it looks like Donald and Goofy are doing work over there because they are getting him down, you know, to my level so I can take him down. Now, he hardly ever does this when I fight him. I can't believe he's doing it right now. I think he does something with the fireplace or something like that. And there he goes. He actually sticks his sticks up there in the fire, so now he has fire sticks. Sorry about that, guys. I had to clear my throat. I've actually been pretty sick today. I'm not sure if you can tell it in my voice. I wouldn't be surprised if all my, you know, letters sound like B's at this point, you know, stuffy nose and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not really sure what the point of, by the way, of being able to lock onto that is. I'm not sure why you would ever need to lock onto that, because you can't attack it. The only significance of that point, I think, is that that is where he goes to light his sticks on fire. So, like I said, not sure why you can lock onto that. And another thing, I don't really, when he lights his sticks on fire, to me, it doesn't make him all that much harder to fight. And wow, Donald and Goofy are kind of low. Nope, don't have any, you know, mega potions. Let me go ahead and use a potion on Donald, just get him up, I guess. And I don't really want Goofy to die either, so go ahead and get up. I feel like I'm handing out charity, you know, slips or something like that. Like, I don't even want, never mind, I was gonna say like welfare or something like that, because it seems like Donald and Goofy go down all the time. Luckily, oh man, it looks like I'm about to go down. Let me run away real quick. Luckily I have that dodge roll thing. If I had died right there, I don't know what I would have done, would have probably been a little ticked off, but... Oh, and another thing that's important to know about this fight is that he actually... That table in the middle of the area here, I don't think it's even here anymore. Oh, yeah, there it is. Well, apparently it's not here. There's a chair, though. That table is actually pretty useful as far as getting up to his level to be able to hit him, because obviously you can stand on the table and jump over to him. But sometimes, and he must have done it, you know, now because I don't see the table, but what he'll do is actually... And he's dead, by the way, obviously. But he'll knock the table down into the ground, meaning you can't jump up to him easily. But I think we might get a cutscene here.
What a racket. How's a doorknob to get any sleep?
What was that? You hear that? Sounded like something closed. And what is that? I'm sure they're gonna ask that in a second. This gummy ain't like the others. No, sir. Okay, I'll hold on to it. And now we get a Navi G piece, or Navi, yeah, Navi, I guess, which reminds me of Ocarina of Time again. Cheshire Cat, what are you doing here? Splendid. You're quite the hero. If you're looking for Alice, she's not here. She's gone, off with the shadows into darkness. No. Let's go back to our gummy ship. We might find her in another world. We've got to go to a save point to return to our ship. A couple things about that. The keyholes, every world has a keyhole. And as you can see, we locked the keyhole in Wonderland. So we have to do that for pretty much every world in the game. And if we're on Expert, all we have to do is lock all of the keyholes in the game to get the secret ending. But like I said, on normal, you actually have to go through all the Dalmatians, Trinities, all that kind of stuff. But I want to go ahead... And I guess go ahead and end the episode here. There's not too much more we can do in Wonderland. In the next episode, we might go to a world of Herculean proportions. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys back for the next episode.